Up YuSelf originals. Yes, you are an original. Yes. So listen, I'm not here to celebrate you. I want to empower you to celebrate yourself, to passionately love on yourself. As a matter of fact, give yourself a big hug right now. Yes, go ahead. Feel how cuddly you feel. Feel the love that you're giving. You needed that hug, didn't you? Yes. Now touch your skin. Feel how good you feel. Touch your face. Smile at yourself. Celebrate the miracle that is you. Yes, this is the Big Up YuSelf Show, and I am your host, Winsome Alexander. The Big Up YuSelf Show is a self empowerment space for you to celebrate yourself, become assertive, make friends, and build healthy self esteem so you can be nicer to others and live your best life. And look, I am wearing a self t shirt. Self love, self respect, self worth, self confidence. I got this from Team U if you're interested. So, if any of this sounds interesting to you, please, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, like, and comment. Your likes and your comments do matter, and they help your girl out a lot. If you watch any part of this video at all, you will have an opinion about something. So I invite you to leave a juicy comment. Leave that comment, okay? And I have a special guest today. Oh my gosh. I have a special guest. Her name is Nicole. Let me bring her on screen. Hi, Nicole. How
Hello.
you look so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show today. Nicole Perkins is a brand expert, disrupting ineffective techniques while creating visibility in social media so that businesses can build a better brand. Nicole Perkins is a brand expert that specializes in client attraction. Now, which business doesn't need client attraction? I know mine does. And so, with a background in corporate sales and leadership, her career spans over several industries, including banking and finance. Nicole is passionate about her client success, no matter what the marketplace does. Yes. Welcome, Nicole. No matter what the marketplace does, you have solutions for your clients. Wow. Welcome to the Big Up YuSelf Show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you bringing me on the show. I'm excited to be here.
Yay. So now I know you're out there doing your thing and it's working. What you're doing is working because that's how I found you, right? So we're going to talk about a little bit about that, and then we're going to talk about branding, but we also want to kind of get to know you first. So one of the first questions I do ask my guests is, because I'm curious about how people use their names, where their name came from, who named them, all that kind of stuff. So Nicole, it's your turn. Tell me about your name.
Yeah. So my father actually named me Nicole, and I think when I looked it up, it actually, is a feminine version of say Nicholas.
Yes.
Also meaning like a necklace, but
Oh, really?
yeah, so it's actually a couple meanings. It's nothing real, extravagant, like, world changer. It's nothing like that. But, it was special to me. And my father thought it was just fitting. And as I've gone through the years, I feel like I am Nicole. I feel like I don't see myself actually being any other name.
I love that. I am Nicole. So you embody your name. I love that. I love when people have a relationship with their name because your name is such a big part of your identity. So yeah, I love that. So you embody Nicole. Wonderful. Yeah. So as we progress, the mission of Big Up Yourself is to celebrate yourself. And it's to give ourselves credit for those things that we deserve to take credit for. And we go through life and we go through things and we survive things. We come out of some difficulties, and those stories are important to share. They are important not only to reinforce our own strengths, right? But also to inspire others, to help them probably get through what they're getting through. And so, one of the questions I ask my guests is, can you share with us what was either a trauma or a difficulty that you overcame, and how were you able to overcome that?
Wow, what a wonderful yet loaded question, right?
Yes.
But it's absolutely a wonderful question. So yeah, I would tell you, for me, is dealing with, say, disappointments. I often tell this story a lot, but I had a partner, or was going to be a partner in business, and I was super excited. We were on the same page. We hit it off like right in the beginning, same personality, same type of energy. And I had been seeking actually a partner in business because I've been doing this for so long. I have my team. I own a social media agency, but that's more of a uh, employee employer type of relationship, right? And you really just kind of keep it there. But I was looking for a partner in business because even though you are about business, you can still go get coffee together. You can still talk about other things. So there's still a little bit more of a camaraderie there versus just a structured employer employee. So anywho, I mean, things are going well, things are going great. And we actually had gotten together to the point where we were going to finalize, what task I was going to do, what task she was going to do. And we actually had a very big contract coming up in the agency. And we were both thrilled, both excited. And she dropped the ball.
She dropped the ball.
There was a task she needed to do, and she dropped the ball.
Yeah, cold feet. Was it cold
I'm
feet?
not sure what happened because we had the same energy. I'm an A-type personality, so I really embrace conflict. I embrace struggle. I embrace, the hard work. That's just who I am. So I thought she was the same type of individual. But if she wasn't, I was kind of expecting her to say, "Hey, you know what? I really just I didn't do what I needed to do, and I'm sorry." But instead of her really apologizing and kind of taking responsibility, which, hey, things happen.
Yeah,
People are human.
yeah,
Oh, so are they human? And I thought we had built a rapport where she could, because she knew about my family, I knew about her family. We talked about some of our struggles in life. So I felt as though she was comfortable enough to tell me if she was struggling in a certain area. And she just was like, "I can't do this anymore." And it was such a huge letdown because this was one of our largest clients. And I had to go back to the client and do what she should have did, but I had to go back to the client and basically say, "You know what? I didn't talk bad about her because I just don't believe in that. People, you
right.
just never know what someone's going through." So I just told them, "Hey, my partner wasn't able to commit to their part. And, obviously this would push back a deadline. It would, kind of interfere in conflict. But I completely understand if this kind of severs whatever potential partnership we were going to have. And, I do appreciate your time." And they really were commendable in regards to saying, "You know what? Thank you for letting us know. Thank you for staying on top of it and communicating with us. But yeah, we're going to, go somewhere else." And it was a huge letdown.
Yeah,
When yeah,
I
it
can
was a
imagine.
lot.
Oh my gosh, that was, oh my God, that must have been hard to bounce back from. My goodness.
Um,
How
yeah, I think what helped me to really bounce back is I would say the last few years, I believe in God, and
Yes.
my God had reminded me about how important it is to have grace, and that the same grace that he has bestowed upon me, you have to be able to have for others. Not to say that it's going to be easy. It's never really easy, especially when you're let down or disappointed by people and things and circumstances. But I had to understand that everyone is going through something. I don't know what
Yes.
triggered her. I don't know what
Yes.
made her afraid that maybe she couldn't
Could
live
handle
up
it. Yeah.
to, her side. And I really don't know what it is, but it really wasn't for me to know,
Yeah.
right? It was just
Yeah.
for me to look at it for where it was, and come from a position of grace and say, you know what? Everything happens for a reason.
Right. That's true. That's true.
And what if I would have continued with her, say, months down the
Yes.
road and it happened? How much
Yes.
more devastating it would have been. So I'm glad it kind of fell off at the beginning before it could even get there. What if we were already in the works with the client?
Right.
You know,
And couldn't complete the
so
job. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. So I commend your outlook, and I commend you for surviving that and coming out ahead. Oh my gosh, that must have been hard. And it's interesting how disappointments can provide new opportunities for you. And disappointments can teach you so much about yourself. Like, right? Like, did you even know that you had that large of a capacity to be that gracious to someone just when they needed it? Right?
Wow, great point. And again, you don't know how you're going to react to things until they actually happened. And I think my relationship with God, and every day speaking to Him and letting Him know I'm not perfect. I'm a human. I'm frail. I have issues, and just like anyone else, and I'm trying to get it right every day. And
Yes.
for God to be so gracious with me and just say, you know what, you're covered in that.
You're
You
covered.
know, you're covered. I got your back because I
Yes.
know your heart. And the Bible says the man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart.
Mhm.
So he goes past the facade, he goes past the hard shell of what we even project to him. And he goes past our faults and looks at our needs, and he leaves grace there for us. So, how be it for such a great creator and a loving being to bestow that type of patience and grace with me, and for me not to give that to someone else, it would
Exactly.
be, it'd
Exactly.
be a travesty, so to speak, because I know how it feels to be have grace, and I want someone else to feel that way too.
That's right. And so this is what, okay, in terms of celebrating yourself and appreciating yourself and taking credit for those things that you deserve to take credit for, God gives us so much. He gives us so much gifts and talents and grace and provision and everything. What we do with what God gives us is all us, is what we can take credit for, right? So I commend you for acknowledging that God gave you grace and everything else that He gave you, and so you can extend to someone else. So big up to you for that. Matter of fact, on here, we like to take a sip. I don't know if you drink or anything, right?
I didn't bring anything. I'm so disappointed. Not
I
even right.
reminded you.
I know you
How
were
could
turning
I
up, girl.
have you? Mhm. I'm
You
a big
know,
you up. I'm gonna raise my glass to you.
oh,
Kudos
thank
to God
you. Thank
like
you.
stuff for
Thank you.
you.
And just to kind of piggyback off of that, a week later, I landed one of my largest clients after that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now, see, oh my God, I love this so much. Do you know if you had continued with that client, you probably wouldn't have gotten this client.
Right.
Oh my God. See, that's something else that, oh, I love. I love how God works.
Won't he do it?
Yes. Because I've come to a place where I say, God, I love when you disappoint me. Because every single time I'm disappointed by something, something greater happens. So I'm so glad that you shared that. That's what I'm
Thank
talking about.
you.
That's what
Thank
I'm
you.
talking about. Yes, love that.
Thank you.
So we come to this point. Guys, I want to remind you to subscribe. Let me see. Subscribe to the channel and like and comment. Please, your likes and your comments, they do matter. They help us out a lot. So we're talking to Nicole, who is a brand expert, and she just shared an amazing story with us of surviving a disappointment with a business partner and coming out like a superstar. That's awesome. So that leads me to talk a little bit about your actual business and what you do as a brand expert. And first thing I want to ask you, as a matter of fact, and this is like a two-part question. I'm in school. Okay, let me say this. I'm in school for marketing. And we're supposed to be learning about branding. I guess branding is a part of marketing and stuff. And I feel like I am not learning a thing in school about marketing and business at all. Matter of fact, when it comes to branding, it was just like a subtitle of another chapter of something, didn't teach us anything. And I feel like branding should be its own class. So, going through all of that in school, I still have a question. What is branding? Right?
Wonderful. Yes.
What
Yes.
is branding? And can you share your perspective on what constitutes a successful, authentic brand?
Absolutely. So I explain to people branding is like a story.
Okay.
And in essence, that's what branding is. It's the story. Now, if you go back to medieval times, so to speak, you will learn that they used to brand animals, right? They used to brand them. And that's actually kind of where it came from. And as time went on, you had logos, branding, right? So that's a fun fact. But to be a little bit more serious, branding is more or less the story or narrative that you are showing to your audience. So, for instance, like the t shirt you have on, right? You
Yeah.
see the words, you see how pretty they are, but what's the message?
Yeah.
Go ahead and read the message on your t shirt. What does it say?
It's self-worth, self-confidence, self-respect, and self-love.
That is the message, that is the story.
Okay.
So that is what branding is about. It's the story or message that you're giving to your audience. Now, unfortunately, a lot of businesses get this wrong because they think that branding is just colors and typography and
That's
things
what
of
I
that
thought.
sort. Right, but it's actually a lot more. And when you think about major brands like Nike, and what do you think about? Just do it, right? When you think about Chick-fil-A, you think about more than chicken. These are all these messages that even after you die, they're still going to go on in your business because people are relating the actual image to the story. It reminds them of who you are. Now, what you want to do as a entrepreneur, coach, or consultant is make sure that that message is very clear and very concise. That's when the marketing comes in. Marketing is, think of the root word, market. It's just putting forth that branding and that message on the front street and saying, hey, here I am. But once the person comes across the street and looks at your market, that's what the branding is going to keep them there. So marketing kind of brings them across the street to look at you, and branding keeps them there in the store.
Wow. That is awesome the way you put that. I never thought of it like that, Nicole. honestly, that's going to be eye opening to a whole lot of people. I never knew. Oh my, so branding is the story, and branding is what's going to keep. So a lot of us get it backwards. A lot of us focus on marketing and not the branding.
Correct. Absolutely.
So, okay, so as a startup, should we be focused more? We should focus more on branding more than say, or do they work hand in hand?
They are literally hand in hand. I really wouldn't do one without the other, but you can notice right away when branding isn't there. That is the amazing thing about this field, because immediately you see that the messaging or even the colors or even everything that exudes this so-called brand is just missing. All we have is a for sale sign. So think of it like a house, right? They put a for sale sign, but there's nothing attracting the person to come in and buy the home. The land is or the lawn is unkept. The windows are not clean. You have no one who's staging the house. So you see where just because you put a for sale sign or you tell someone come buy my things, that's not enough, right? And
Mhm.
vice versa. You can't keep the house, beautiful and wonderful and not put the for sale sign on the front of the home. So you see how they both work together. So I wouldn't say like you do one before the other or the other one before the one. No, you just make sure that they're going hand in hand together. As you are a new entrepreneur, you are to take step by step together. So let me give you an example. If you are starting a t-shirt business, you
Mhm.
should be thinking about what do you want your customer to feel when they put in that t-shirt. There's a reason why you bought that t-shirt when some, or there's a reason why you have that t-shirt is because you wanted to give forth a message of confidence and self-worth. If
Yeah.
that is the case, when say you're marketing that t-shirt, what you would do is just say, okay, I am marketing self-confidence, or would you like to be more empowered in how you walk out in your day or how you approach other people? This shirt would allow you to do that. So you see, they kind of go hand in hand. However, if it's not done properly, if the topography or the content or even the color scheme, which is what makes people attracted to you because
Yeah.
they're visual creatures, if you don't have that right, you just simply have a for sale sign.
Wow. So, oh my gosh, you just gave us so much to think about. Now, so, okay. Now it seems like the branding landscape is constantly evolving, right? Now, what do you see as the biggest challenges that businesses face today, like in terms of branding? Like, um, are there emerging trends that are coming forth that we should maybe take into consideration when creating or branding?
The wonderful thing about branding is actually is consistent through the ages. The core principles of, again, staging your home and making it a place where people where you're inviting them. It feels invited, to come in. That never changes. It actually will supersede anything that goes on within the marketing aspect. Now, the only thing I could probably say that might tweak a little bit is the onset of, say, AI and technology, right?
Yeah.
People are actually thinking that they can just focus on technology, focus on AI, and leave the branding out of it. They That's something that technology can't do for you. It can't brand you. Now it can help with the messaging a little bit, but at some point you're going to have to be authentic. Say you're on a podcast like this.
Yeah.
AI is not going to tell you what to say.
Right.
You have to be able to articulate your message about your brand without a computer helping you to speak.
Right, exactly. And I was just about to ask you that about building an authentic brand. How can we ensure then that we are creating a genuine connection with our audience, you know, in this time where authenticity is paramount. How do we,
Right.
yeah, how do we remain authentic and project authenticity in our branding?
Absolutely. So you want to become your own customer first. I always tell my clients this. If you are a coach, you need to coach yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
You need to imagine how would you want this experience to be. Like, for instance, when I started my agency,
Mm-hmm.
my goal was I wanted each client to feel like they were a VIP, regardless of what package
Right.
they signed up with me for. I wanted them to feel special. I'm sending out birthday cards. I'm sending out greetings. I'm checking on them on a daily. They're just like, oh my gosh, she's so attentive, because that's how I would want to be treated as a client, regardless of what package I would pick for a company. I want to feel like I'm number one, the only girl in the world.
Yeah.
And so I make sure that my clients feel just that way. My team is huge about communicating back quickly. We're huge about making sure they're happy. We're huge about making sure they feel comfortable with the process. And that's no wonder why our clients stay with us for years.
Awesome. Um, so engagement with a brand, does that does that signify brand success?
So success is really determined by how you are evolving. And let me put it this way. I know people think about money and
Yeah.
that's great, right?
Yeah.
However, when you are continuing with your company, are you moving from one thing to the other? Are you evolving in a better way to encompass the ever changing things that's going on in society? So, for instance, when it comes to technology, I'm actually embracing the technology that is coming along. My team was versed on AI 2 years before it even came out, so we embraced the technology before it came, and we were prepared to now speak to our clients and make sure that their message was still authentic and that they weren't sounding like a robot. But we also were helping to guide them that if they wanted to use AI, this is how you use it without looking, artificial.
Got you. Got you. That sounds amazing. I think anyone who is listening to this today would want to sign up with you immediately. And so let's see, how do people reach you?
Oh,
I think I have here, your yeah, your IG. Yeah. How else can people reach you if they're interested in working with you?
yes, also on Facebook, Coach J. Perkins. Also, Insta, Nicole J. Perkins, LinkedIn, Nicole J. Perkins. On my website, virtuouslybranding.com. Again, that's www.virtuouslybranding.com. Yeah, so if you want to get on there and just shoot a DM, I always tell people DMs are like 7-Eleven, open 24/7, right?
Person.
My team, monitors my DMs. So yeah, definitely just say, hey, I just want to hear some more. And we'll be happy. We're actually running a social media makeover special right
Okay.
now. So if you contact us within the next 7 days, you are going to get 50% off of our social media makeover. It is amazing. We're already getting great responses. And so, yeah, we would love to work with you and make your brand fabulous.
50% off? That's amazing. Now, you also offer one-on-one discovery. Is that what you call it? Consultations, pre-consultations?
Right. It is definitely a complimentary consultation 101. And I go over what's called a brand assessment, which values at between $500 to $800. But you can get a complimentary one depending on what package you're trying to do. And we will definitely go over what you're doing wrong, maybe what you're doing right. But it is very intensive. We give analytics report about all your social media handles. We also talk about what your messaging is kind of showing forth, and why you're probably not getting clients like you thought you needed to. I had a client who just did a brand assessment. We went over messaging within 24 hours, and she has already got a huge response in her engagement in less than 24 hours. So the brand assessment is huge because we know what we're doing.
That is impressive. You guys, if you need a brand expert, reach out to Nicole. And let me tell you something about Nicole. Nicole is very responsive. And as so I have an issue with corresponding with people and people getting back to me. Oh my gosh, Nicole is on it like that. You do not have to wait for the next day for Nicole to get back to you. She is very responsive. So if you have questions, you can reach out to her. I reach out. The easiest way I reach you is through Messenger on
Right.
Facebook.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but you can also reach her on IG at Nicole J. Perkins.
Yeah.
What a wonderful time we have had.
Thank
You were
you.
amazing. Thank you so much for honoring my show with your presence. Oh
Oh.
my gosh. I
Oh.
I'm just so proud. I'm just so proud. You are
I'm
amazing.
proud of you too. This is wonderful platform. I love how you are allowing entrepreneurs to tell their story, and sometimes the story isn't so glorious, right? We often hear all the good parts of things, but no one wants to talk about the
The
times when
struggle,
things are
yes.
rough and difficult. And so, thank you for allowing us to share that.
Absolutely. And let's see now. I want you to remind you guys once again to subscribe to the channel, like and comment. And if you need help with branding, Nicole is information is in the description box. And if you do need one-on-one mentoring on learning how to celebrate yourself and make friends and build self-esteem, I am available. My calendar is in the description box, as well as my email. And as a matter of fact, my email is where is it? It is right here. Email me, feel free. And I want to thank you for watching. And until next time, next episode, I want you to continue to big up yourself. Yay. Nicole, thank you so much. And I will be talking to you shortly. And could you stay on for a little bit?